I spend all day looking at paper and canvas of what am I gonna do to you? What am I gonna draw on you? One of the most asked questions, hey Dave, what kind of pen is that? What kind of brush is that? What kind of ink is that? What kind of paint is that? If I had that tone, I could paint like that guy. We got a lot of that attitude. Let's get rid of that. Everything you've ever needed your whole life is not outside of you. It's inside you. I'm going to tell you a little bit how the sausage is made today. Spoiler alert, if you want to live in the fantasy, if you want to live in the dream, let's fast forward right now. Skip ahead. I come here to the studio to paint today. And when I say today, one day. I work 1 day a year. That's not real sunlight. There's a light outside. And I paint for 72 hours. I don't stop. I go in the other room, I do a costume change, I switch my hat, I put a different shirt on, and I just paint and I talk for 24, 48, 72 hours. And then those videos are split up into 5, 10, 20, 30-minute segments to be broadcast at different times over the course of the next year. And you're getting that in October, but I recorded that in January 2020. So what does that do to me? Well, first of all, I've self-banned, self-blocked myself off all social media, all electronics, so I don't see anything. I trust my team to put out whatever they feel like is representative of the culture, of what's speaking to them. I send them a text telepathically, telepathy, text-tepathy. So I have decades of footage that could be so I don't know what you're seeing, but I do know. I'm surfing on one time stream, but my life is being cut up into multiple time streams that goes like this. Right? So you might be catching me on Earth 2, someone might be catching me on Earth 616, someone might be catching me on Earth B, someone might be catching me on Saturn. Play the song. Good morning, good morning. Sing along with me. Good morning. All right, where are we? You know, a lot of my friends are losing their jobs because of the advancements in technology, AI. I was on a website on a computer. I'm surfing the web, and before I went to my next website, the tenacity, the balls of this robot, you know what it asked me? It asked me if I'm a bot. I'm a human. I own you. And you know what it said back to me? Prove it. You better play this game. If you don't pass the game, I'm not gonna believe you. I'm gonna think you're a bot. I had to click all the squares that wasn't a crosswalk. Fail, you're a bot. And then finally click all the squares that relate to this bunny. And I got all of them. And it said, okay, we believe you. One of the things we can address is sight, sound, hearing, and talking, mouth, whatever. I'll block my ear holes, my eye holes, and my mouth hole. And I'll try to create in a place of complete sensory deprivation. Sometimes you got the podcast going and your family screaming or fighting or arguing, or you hear your neighbors, arguing.
I want to fight teacher. I want to fight.
It's too much. I'm gonna start today like this. One place where it's not awkward to stare for hours even is at this. But Dave, paper, they don't have eyes. Last time I checked, paper is made from wood. Trees 100% have eyeballs. Trees hear and see everything. Close your eyes and listen to the words coming out of my mouth right now. Everything you've ever needed, that perfect brush, that perfect can control, that perfect touch, that perfect pigment, to create your masterpiece is already inside you. Everything you've ever needed your whole life is not outside of you, it's inside you. Uncle Bags limited edition being released soon. Perspective Flow, made with genuine leather, real metal, handcrafted.
You can grab this stylish bag on my website. And guess what?
Now back to our regular scheduled program. When I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to a very specific part of myself. Who is that voice? That's a very angry teenager. That's a dude that did not get his needs met. Sometimes you see the homeless lady or the guy talking to themselves. They have a very specific person in mind that they're talking to. Maybe they're like, oh, I wish I said this thing when I had the job 30 years ago at that place, or if I had just said that to my ex-wife, maybe she would still be my wife. So all these scenarios in life where you see someone and it looks or feels crazy, you're not talking to nobody. You're talking to someone.
Last couple of days, I have a real hard time sleeping now because I think so much. It's hard for me to see what's real now.
So I'm gonna take this moment now to talk to this paper. Well, you got anything to say for yourself? You got anything to say for yourself? I gave you everything. I gave you everything in here. I gave you everything in here. I gave you everything in here. I gave you everything and you betrayed me. All I needed you was to help me help me. Well, I know this is the first time I'm ever talking to you, but I'm sorry. That sounds really bad. They chopped you down at your feet. They took your sap. They took your blood. You want to start over today? If you're willing to try, I'll try, but also I'm just telling you I'm not perfect, so I might mess up. But if you're willing to stick with it, like I'll stick with it with you and we could do this together. Can I get a hug? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I yelled at you. It feels so good. Is this cold press?